Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Bingle Bob, and I'm back with another banger video. Today, we're going to be talking about the last 6 Athena cards that have been announced for Elestral Snowshade. 6 cards, they're all Elestrals, and this is the last bunch of Athena cards, and let me tell you, they're all crazy. They're all really, really good. I've actually been testing with them in ClashNet, and I'm really excited for Athena and these cards. So, without further ado, remember there are timestamps in the description if you want to hear me talk about a specific card, and make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with everything Snowshade announcement review related. But without further ado, let's just get straight into it, starting with the Toxeerie Champion of Athena. It's a 1/5 1-cost lunar Elestral. It says when a player casts an Elestral, you can Nexus one lunar. When you do, you can target that Elestral and enrage it until your next turn. When this Toxeerie enters battle, an opponent must expend 2 if a battling Elestral is enraged. So, this card is insane. This card goes crazy. This card goes crazy with a lot of different cards, right? So, when you cast it, you get to Nexus. When you cast an Elestral, you get to Nexus. When your opponent casts an Elestral, you get to Nexus. I think that's like the main highlight that needs to be taken away from here. Because, like, enraging and forcing them to expend 2 upon enraging it is good. But I think being able to Nexus on a cast of any Elestral is pretty crazy. And like, also, you don't even have to enrage anything. You can Nexus Toxeerie and just choose not to enrage. All the effects being you can makes this card insane. And also it's a 5, right? There have been like 4 or 5 defenders in Athena, which is crazy. The fact that there's so many is really good. I think this card is a great card to set. Like, going to first turn, they play anything, you go Nexus, which you want to do anyways in the Nexus deck, and then they have to expend 2 if they want to try to swing over. So, all great stuff. I mean, you could, if you Nexus from Athena or Nexus to Athena when they cast a guy, you can decide what position that Elestral goes in, which is crazy. So yeah, crazy card. Also, it goes crazy with Dimension, which says Dimension is not an effect where it says you can Nexus up 3 if you do. It just says when it receives 1 more in a Nexus. Just any Nexus in general when it receives 1. So when you play Dimension, you can Nexus to it with Toxeerie effect to pop something, and then just go Nexus with Dimension effect. But whenever they play an Elestral, you can go Dimension plus Toxeerie for Toxeerie effect and Nexus Dimension, and then pop whatever they're playing. So just to let you know, this card's crazy. Toxeerie is super, super crazy. And then the next card is Nitevenom, Champion of Athena. It's a 5/8 2-cost lunar. It says you can Nexus 1 lunar. When this Nitevenom is changed to defense position during your turn, you can expend 1 lunar in order to target and destroy an opponent's Elestral. So, they actually designed this card pretty well. So basically, the Nexus 1 is good. I think just being able to Nexus on an Athena card is just great in general. But basically, when it's changed to defense position on your turn, you can destroy an Elestral. So basically, it's like Earthquake, right? Because you go play an attack, switch to defense with effect, maybe try to switch to attack again, switch to defense. I mean, that's a lot of effort. But, I mean, the fact that it can Nexus itself makes it a lot easier to activate the effect to switch to defense. So yeah, this card is good. I think, like, the fact that it doesn't say just in general, it's only on your turn, makes it to where, like, when they play an Elestral, you can't just EQ it on their turn, which I think is balanced, right? And, like, you also want it in defense, right? I mean, you want the 8 defense is better than the 5, so usually you want to just switch to defense anyways. And it just says change to defense position in general, not by card effect, right? So you could just go start up turn. If you if they bring out like they pressure the Nitevenom to try to like get rid of it, and it's in attack position, you could just like protect it for a turn, switch to defense, and then kill it, right? It doesn't have to be like Nexus changes in for card effects. No, you can just switch it to defense, and then you can pop something, which I think that's actually going to go under the radar and be very underrated. Especially you can search it with Komalisk. I think this card is actually really, really good. So yeah, both the Scorpions are incredible. Definitely run the Toxeerie no matter what, and the Nitevenom is up to you. But I think I'm going to try this card out, because being able to pop a card just by expending 1 is like crazy. And the next card is, without a doubt, the best Athena card we have seen, period. And that's with the Toxeerie in mind. I don't know why they waited to announce this card, but that is the Gloombatt, Champion of Athena. It is a 3/2 1-cost lunar. Doesn't sound great, but when we go into its effect, it says when you normal cast Gloombatt, you can search your deck for a Temple of the Moon or an Athena stratagem and add it to your hand. When this Gloombatt is destroyed in battle, you can special cast a Gloombatt from your deck with 1 lunar. So, this card's crazy for 2 reasons. Number 1, you got the search, which you search for Temple of the Moon or a stratagem, which are both very good cards, okay? Temple of the Moon is Stadium, so it becomes a 4/3. Or you can go stratagem to where you can go like, oh, you play anything, I'm actually going to switch that to defense, I'm going to switch this to attack, yada yada. Pretty much you can switch anything to anything you want. That card's insane. So being able to search either of those, having 2 really, really good search targets on cast, that's amazing. On top of that, it's not even done, right? Because once it dies, you literally go foamy effect and then put a Gloombatt on board. And sure, like if you draw the other 2 Gloombats, you're kind of cooked, which yes, you're running 3 of these. But at the same time, you could just run OG Gloombatt, which I think that card's crazy. I think that card might have to be hit because that card is like absolutely insane. OG Gloombatt, super underrated. Definitely flew under a lot of people's radars. That card's incredible. If you haven't tried that card, definitely try it out. But yeah, this card's automatic 3-of. This card is like, it does so much. Number 1, it thins your deck by 1 and grabs a really good card, and then it thins your deck by potentially 1 or 2 more. By just dying. So that is cool. And you can't search over and over again because it's only on normal cast you search, but that's like fine, you don't really care. Because like you're gonna be running 3 stratagem, 2 to 3, right? So yeah, I think this card's incredible. I think you run this card no matter what. And then it also plays into the next card, which is Phasmacore, Champion of Athena, a 7/3 2-cost lunar. It says during your end phase, you can spend 2 lunar in order to special cast a 1 spirit lunar Elestral from your underworld if Temple of the Moon is enchanted. So, this card plays off of Gloombatt pretty well because Gloombatt will search for your Temple of the Moon, and then it'll die and die and die over and over again, and then because you still have a body on board, you'll go Phasmacore Hard Ascend over the Gloombatt, and then you'll have Temple of the Moon already in play, and then you can go expend 2 to grab back the Gloombatt that was sent to Underworld because, you know, they special cast themselves back, right? So, I think that's like, I like that they play off each other, right? Because you look at the original Phasmacore and Gloombatt, and like to an extent they have similar effects, but like they don't play off each other. These 2 do, and I think that's really cool. And yeah, I think all around this is a good card. I think it's really susceptible to shield, but I don't think you swing with this thing. I think you just keep special casting all your great 1-cost every turn, right? So it's your end phase, so that is a little tricky, right? Because they could just remove the next turn. You just spent 3 to bring out another guy. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a fine card. Next up, we have the Nemistar, Champion of Athena. It is a 2/5 1-cost lunar. When this Nemistar receives 1 or more lunar, you can suppress it until the next turn in order to search your deck for a archaic card and send it to your underworld. So this card is basically just Sinistrix. This is a Sinistrix card. I don't know why it's a Champion of Athena. Like, I'm not complaining, but it's weird that it is because it works with Archaic way more than it works with Athena. Because you're sending your Archaic Celestial Underworld, which is what you want for the Archaic deck. Which you can do it with the Pterrostar, which I'll get to later. But basically what's interesting about this card is when it receives 1, so you think, oh, I can just Nexus to it over and over again to send stuff to Underworld, but it suppresses itself. I think the whole point of this is so you can activate it once per turn, and it's not just on normal cast, but also so it's not a you can effect, right? So I think it's that middle, that exact effect that they were looking for, and I think it works really well. And this card is another 5, right? Have to say that again. There are 4 5s in Athena as of the launch of the archetype, which is insane. And the Nemistar is actually a 5 attacker because when you send the Pterrostar Champ, our next card, to Underworld, it is a Pterrostar Champ Athena, a 5/7 2-cost lunar card. It says you can expend 1 lunar and discard this Pterrostar in order to enchant a lunar to your board. While this Pterrostar is in Underworld, the attack and defense of each Nemistar and Pterrostar on your field and in your Underworld are swapped. So basically you go Nemistar, send the Pterrostar, now it's a 5 attacker, right? So that's pretty cool, right? You got the 5 attacker for Athena. Spectres, we don't talk about you don't count. But yeah, I think you know, it's really good for that. But it also says it swaps your Nemistars and Pterrostars in Underworld as well, which works off of Frozen Grave. And this is why I have to say again, why are these cards Champion of Athenas? Because like they just work off of Archaic way better. Not to say that they're not good in Athena. I think 3 Nemistar, 1 Pterrostar is like not a bad option because like you just send out a 5, which is like not bad. And it can actually the effect, if you get it in hand, it's not a brick either because you're still sending it to Underworld, and then you get to enchant 1 to board, which is even better. And then the Nemistar can just send itself, right? Which if you don't want to see any more Nemistar, you can just like thin the deck by 1, right? So it's not like a bad option if you like brick or quote unquote brick on it early on. But yeah, these are all the cards. I think they're all incredible. I think like the Toxeerie and Gloombatt are like some of the best Athena cards we've seen, period. And the Nitevenom and is pretty good, I would say. It's like, I think, like I said, I think people are really going to overlook this card and just go to Dimension or Pterrostar because that card is going to get banned. But then, you know, I think people are going to overlook this card. I think people are also going to overlook Phasmacore and Pterrostar, which is more understandable because, like, Phasmacore is, like, fine, and, like, Pterrostar is just something where it's like, okay, that's for Archaic, or, like, oh, it's, like, fine, right? And like I said, I think people are just gonna look at base Pterrostar. I think that's what I was looking at. That's the whole reason I started, you know, wanting to one-trick Athena was because of OG Pterrostar. I'm like, wow, I've always liked this card. I was never able to play it. Now I am. And I think now people are just gonna look at that card and overlook some of these other 2 costs. And to you, the viewer, I have to say, don't overlook these cards. I think the Nitevenom is crazy. I think the other 2 costs are like okay. But they could still be good. You could prove me wrong, right? And then the 1 costs are just crazy. Toxeerie and Gloombatt are just like, they do so much. They're incredible. So yeah, that's gonna conclude it for the reviews. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and next week we'll get to Demeter or Apollo. I don't really know what's next, but I'm excited for that. And I'm Bingle Bob, and see you later.